Welcome back. It is Tuesday the 6th of January 2026 and we have got a couple of jobs to tick off the list today. First of all, I was woken up by the missus in the middle of the night last night to tell me that there was some beeping, so I managed to pull myself out of bed, come out on the landing, and it turns out that the old smoke alarm, this one here, from 2008, the battery was low on it. So it used a really good quality Pear Deer battery that I've never even heard of. So when we moved house, I managed to bring an actual new one with me from the house that we had left over. This is a sealed unit, so it doesn't have an external battery that you can change, and it has a 10-year battery life on it. So to keep the house a bit safer, so that we don't burn down or not even know about it and still burn down, I'm going to change the smoke alarm. So as you can see, these are the stairs up from the ground floor. That is where the old one is mounted. So I'm going to undo the two screws that are attaching that on and screw in the new the new backing plate, which is here. It should be really simple. I shouldn't need any plasterboard fixings or anything like that. This whole building is a lath and plaster ceiling. So if you don't know what that is, the plaster that you can see, the other side of that plaster is laths. Laths are strips of wood that have been nailed to the bottom of the joists. Plaster has been put on over them. So hopefully we should be able to screw them into a couple of the laths, which will hold it. And this is actually going to be a temporary fix. So when we get the loft conversion done, which we're hoping to have started in the end of February, start of March, the building regulations for fire need a couple of different things. So we need to have fire doors fitted to all habitable rooms, which is all 3 bedrooms, living room, dining room, and kitchen. Apparently you can live in a kitchen, I suppose you can. And the second big rule that they have is we need to have a hardwired smoke/fire alarm system with a sensor on each floor. So we'll put one on the ground, one on the first floor where we are, and one in the loft when that's done. And we're going to run the wire into that the weekend, which I'm quite excited about. So this is hopefully only going to be up for about 6 months, and then we'll replace it with a nicer hardwired system. So let's unscrew that and get the new one screwed on. Right, ladder set up. As you can see, just put the 2 screws, screwed them straight into the ceiling. There was a raw plug on there, or a wall plug on the left hand side, so I went straight into that one. And then this one I just screwed through the plaster into a lath. It is solid. It's literally going to have a fire alarm on it. So come down, let's get the new one. So literally there is, hard for you to see, a little switch there. Switch it on, gives you the big beep. And then now, one-handed, I need to try and get this fitted onto here. Sure there's a proper way of doing this. Oh, okay, so these 2 lines line up. You see there? Lines up, comes down, goes in, turn it, push the button, make sure you've done a test, and that's it. One job done. Now we're going to move into the office/storage room, mattress, headboard, you know, all the usual stuff. And we need to find the centre of the room again. So I suppose I should get my laser out and see how we get on. So obviously it's a bit of a weird shaped room because it's got that little knockout there. But yeah, I'll set that up the same as what I did yesterday and see how it looks. Because we've got this lovely football light up here, which apparently the wife isn't a big fan of, so probably should move it to the centre of the room. So because the room is quite small and it's quite just tight in here in general, as you can see, the laser method not working great. So it's okay, we have a backup option. So we have a laser kind of distance measurer. So what we will do is, because we don't need it necessarily in the middle of the wider bit, we need it to be central from here to here. What I will do is literally turn that on, hold it against this wall, press the button once, it then puts a little laser on that wall, push it again, tells us that that is 2.255 meters. I will write that down and we will then split that in half, and then I will measure from there to there, and then we'll put it on the ceiling. These are really handy, and I think this was like £20, £25, something like that. So yeah, always just buy more tools. The answer to everything is more tools. So now we've got our two measurements. So at the narrowest point of the room it's 2255 and the full length is 3355. So we literally divide these in half, which gives us 1127 and 1677, and we will just measure in from one side to the other side and mark it on the ceiling. Right, so what I did, let's get in front of the laser, marked on the wall here with a pencil 1677, come over to here, marked on the head of this doorway to the 1127, and then lined up the laser with it. So because what you'll find is, holding a tape measure where there's coving, you can't go right up to the edge, you're over your head, it just makes it a bit more difficult. So just do it this way, and then them crosshairs perfectly lined up with the mark there, perfectly lined up in the mark there, should be good. And now we can drill our pilot hole. Well, we're going to mark it first, and then we're going to move our laser so that we don't cover it in dust like we did yesterday, and then we can drill a pilot hole. And just like that, we are done. Another couple of little jobs ticked off the list. Just used a 18mm spade bit there, covered everything in dust as you do. And the other side of this hole, there is a piece of wood, but it's not a joist. So I'll go in the loft and try and see where that hole takes us. But yeah, you can see how far away from the old light the centre of the room is. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. This month I am literally ticking off a couple of jobs every single day during the week after I finish the day job, and then on the weekends I will be doing lots more work. We have got wiring coming up this weekend, which I'm super excited about, and then we are going to plasterboard the wall in the front bedroom. Yeah, loads and loads to do. Never ending list of stuff. But thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.